Welcome. My name is John Ventry, and I'm making this video in response to a video that State Rep Eric Nelson posted last night, which disparages me, a constituent, for the third time this year, and also disparages his constituents that went to a local meeting. So if you don't know who I am, a year ago, about 14 months ago, I started a newsletter called Westmoreland Never Socialist. I rented a 30-foot billboard in Greensburg, Westmoreland Never Socialist, to support President Trump and Republicans. And I also created a website to recruit diversity to the Republican Party, similar to what Candace Owens does with Blexit. Mine is called Westmoreland Never Socialist USA.org. So this is my video response to State Rep Eric Nelson after he launched the third attack, personal attack on me and the constituents who disagreed with him locally at a meeting. I think that an ethics investigation of Eric Nelson should take place in Harrisburg because his behavior is unbecoming of an elected official. So what happened was on April 13th, there was an election integrity meeting in Belmont, and it was held to answer questions on Act 77 and the upcoming ballot questions. I got up, a number of people asked questions, wanted a clarification, were against question number 3 on the ballot. So I got up and I simply asked, how can we trust you with ballot question number 3, which has to do with race and could be spun to be used for illegals, to hire illegals, race and ethnicity. So this can be spun to hire illegals. How can we trust you with this ballot question right now after what happened with Act 77? Act 77 was spun on you, so how do we know that this is not going to be spun on you when it's redundant of the 14th Amendment for equal treatment? It doesn't seem like it's necessary. And after seeing what happened with mail-in ballots by the Democrats and the judiciary, why should we trust you with this? It doesn't seem like it's necessary. So Eric's response to me, he didn't answer the question. What he said to me was, you have a problem with race from your Facebook post recently in Miami where you encountered Black Lives Matters. And I don't apologize at this point. There was no reason for him to spin that on me. I asked the question. I exploded at him. Where did you get off asking me that? I said, yeah, I will never go to South Beach, Miami during spring break again for what was going on down there. The rioting, the damage, gunshots, everything. This was all covered in the newspaper. I happened to be down there at the time, and I'll never go back down there again. Coincidentally, Florida Governor DeSantis on Friday, when Eric put his video out there to disparage me and the constituents, DeSantis passes an anti-riot BLM bill on Friday. So, how does that make me the bad person? You know, when I posted this on Facebook that this had occurred when I was down there, none of which has anything to do with his town hall meeting and the question I asked him. How can we trust you with the ballot questions when we saw what happened with Act 77, who he defends? He's not apologetic at all over what happened with Act 77, which cost Trump the election in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is the laughingstock of the nation based on what happened, and that happened because of Republican elected officials in the legislature. It was the Republicans that caused that to happen. So Eric responded with his video on Friday, calling me, referring to me. He had my Facebook response referring to me and others as being haters. He said it a number of times, haters and a fringe element of the Republican Party. I got news for you. There are over 1,000, maybe 2,000 of us that meet locally that are very concerned about what happened with Act 77 and how that was usurped from what the bill was, and are very worried about what's coming next with these illegal immigrants. But he clearly said we were haters and a fringe element. His constituents, there was about 80 of them there at that meeting. Eric refuses to take responsibility for Act 77. He refuses to listen to his constituents. They all said they did not agree with ballot question 3. Eric said he didn't care. That there would be mailers, there would be handouts at all the polls saying that to vote yes on every one of those, even though we're telling him we have concerns about this. So he didn't answer the question. And to make it worse, so his video plus at the meeting, he turned this around on me, trying to say that I had a problem with race and identity when I happened to be at this bad time to be in Miami. But to make it worse, an earlier attack took place in February where Eric puts on my Facebook page, and I've got this all documented in a timeline. Eric says, haters hate, and you are a hater. For saying we need, and he says this because I have been saying we're going to hold our state reps accountable for Act 77. It led to Trump's loss in Pennsylvania. With actions come accountability. And they are all reading from the same script. They will not take responsibility for what happened, and that's our concern. He also says in his email post on my page, which anybody can see, he says that I was cyberbullying Angela Reese because I asked out of concern, should Angela Reese be running for her husband's position as state rep after he passed away? Is this the best thing for her to do? I support Leslie Rossi, Trump House Leslie Rossi. I think she's the better candidate, and I'm concerned with Angela's mental health to go to Harrisburg and sit in her husband's office where he had just passed away back in the beginning of January. So he says I'm cyberbullying her for asking questions. Just like he said I am a hater for asking, how can we trust you? All of which are tactics of the far left progressives to attack the person asking the question, but don't answer the questions. Eric follows the script like all of the other elected officials, the Harrisburg script that takes no responsibility for Act 77 and what happened. What he didn't say, he opened the meeting up saying, do you know how many states didn't use mail-in ballots? 4. Well, what he doesn't tell you is, 46 states and District of Columbia used it because of a pandemic. The question is, and I didn't get to ask him this, was why did Republicans champion a Democrat initiative in 2019, 6 months before the pandemic? Why did we champion that? At the time in 2019, there were 6 states that used mail-in ballots. 5 Democrat, 1 Republican, which was Utah. So Pennsylvania, Republicans pursued this and passed it, becoming the second Republican legislature to want mail-in ballots. It makes no sense. And the real question is, and this is you could say it's rhetorical. Would what have happened on November 3rd had not the PA Republicans asked for mail-in ballots? Would what have happened on November 3rd had happened? The answer is no. So if they didn't pass mail-in ballots, none of that would have taken place. People would have voted in person on November 3rd, and Donald J. Trump would have won the state. The same problem we had in all the other swing states. So again, my question is, how can we trust him with other initiatives that can be spun on us and could have other meanings, like employing and housing illegal immigrants, because it's coming. Biden already said it's coming. After what happened with Act 77. That's what took place. Eric refuses to answer the questions, but he prefers to attack his constituents. And as far as I'm concerned, Eric Nelson needs to be replaced, and when we find a qualified candidate, I will assist them in primarying Eric Nelson. And I also believe his actions of attacking me 3 times because he doesn't like the questions I ask, and attacking 80 constituents at this meeting, to me, it's uncalled for, and it's behavior unbecoming an elected official. So this is my video response to Eric's 3rd personal attack on me. Thank you.